Changing the subject, Casey's social circle is like a clinical trial. She told Casey to ask around and gave her a rainbow candy that brings good luck. Casey was evaluated for half an hour while Dr. Sherman treated her like a package. The results came back all clear. Doctor told Casey the slots were full, asked her to check her wrist like vetting a candidate, leaving her frustrated. Her hopes were dashed once more. She looked younger than I do, and time was her best friend while all I could think about was heading. Her son brought a poster urging Casey to battle cancer, as if it's a goal. At the baby shower, her friend even named her baby Casey. It's my mom, Kathy Tolkien. Yeah, I'm still alive. Who wouldn't want to name their kid after me? Healthy folks must be thrilled, but sadly, that's not me. You're naming your kid after me? I thought I'd get touched by that. Surely stunned Casey again, but just then she got a call from Dr. Sherman. The doctor hoped for a spot miracle for Casey, but bad news about the old lady came that night. Opportunities come this way, I guess. Didn't the doctor say she was doing great? How did it all vanish? Casey realized the horror of that list. Subtitles. At the hospital, Dr. Sherman was putting on a magic show for the children. Casey exclaimed, I haven't achieved success yet. While silently thinking to herself, I simply don't have the patience to wait. Every day is a chance to learn something new, hoping the next patient won't be in pain and might just outlive us all. But I didn't want anyone burying me just yet. I felt like I was getting fired, but I wouldn't let anyone push me out. Right in this moment, Casey knew cancer wouldn't take her down. She felt the meds work, excitedly hugged her husband, and next day wore red nails, looking great. She met little Lee and they became soul friends, encouraging each other through the battles and trying out acupuncture together. After treatment, side effects eased and Casey was optimistic. Her husband Paul resigned as VP to support her. He faced the company's unkind environment, but transitioned to being a supermarket clerk to pay for his wife's hefty medical bills. Don't worry, he'll keep an eye on the good deals. He'll get it until something happens. I'm gonna wear this to work. I think it's great. The smile was hard to control, but Casey felt the warmth. The next day, Casey put all jewelry in pockets, got $500 with little Lee. That was a nice little supplement until a mugger popped out. They exchanged glances and burst out laughing. I'm dead. He's dead. He failed to catch me completely, and he's about to leave you all, you crazy folks. The thief fled in fear. Her family moved, but she refused to quit school with no one to care for her. Casey offered her a place to stay, adding laughter as she played around with her son, making the house lively. Sean was also preparing for the upcoming baby, thinking about how to convert old stuff into a baby carrier. He planned to borrow a passerby's child, savoring a thrill of failure. Odd as it was, paternal love began to rise. On Thanksgiving, everyone partied at Casey's. Paul brought foreign colleagues, and Casey hit it off with the chubby girl, truly heartwarming. Casey borrowed a ring from her sister-in-law, accidentally knocking off a nail in the process. Lee got furious. I thought the problem was with me. You're just chaotic. If this was a mistake, then let me at least stick around. I've survived for 12 years and went through 8 rounds of virus tests. The relaxed atmosphere shattered instantly, as her friend suddenly felt stomach pain and hurriedly left. Yeah, she miscarried. Sean's anguish made him lose his mind, and the friend couldn't let it go. She insisted on holding a funeral, and that day Casey went home to find a heap of flowers and fruits. The friend even named the baby after Casey and posted about the funeral time on social media. Everyone assumed Casey had passed away instead. It was bizarre to attend her own funeral, but reminiscing with everyone made her feel valued. She realized how important she was to them, and living to hear these stories wasn't so bad. John stood up to speak, but felt down because of the loss. As everyone was leaving, Casey stepped up. Let's make sure that everyone gets a chance to hear it. She couldn't help but feel her own hurt after the funeral, and suddenly, it seemed her friend's actions made sense. If a person departs, there ought to be a farewell, a climax shared by everyone in life. Paul then seemed to realize it. I Grove letter 3730 marked letter 1EF buying the best wood. At night, Casey saw her friend leaving. Perhaps their bond with Sean had ended. Meanwhile, Sean held a newborn baby, filled with love in his eyes, while Paul bought the scale that detects metabolic age. At 45, he tested as 67. Paul tried Casey, and surprisingly, she was 37. Casey, with terminal cancer, surprisingly was in better shape than him. Chubby Paul felt a crisis and challenged colleagues to push-ups. He could barely breathe after 15 push-ups. Back home, he started working out like a maniac, but little did he know, illness was creeping. Christmas approached, and the family planned a trip to Italy. Casey went to visit her cancer friend Little Lee. Unexpectedly, he lay weak on the bed. She ignored her husband's objections, staying with Little Lee till his end. She picked up Little Lee's gloves, stepped into the dazzling sun, vowing to fulfill his dreams. Paul didn't get it, and they fought, but still, he resolved to wait for her at the finish line. The marathon began, and brother Sean came to run alongside her. He soon couldn't run. At home, Paul negotiated with the insurer, who cancelled his original compensation. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe under this video, as there's more amazing content waiting for you to uncover.